CD Spin here, back with a new quick review, which I might actually start making as a regular series. Not like a regular series, but like something that I do like here and there. Because I've done that before with the Arca album and also the Adele record, if I remember correctly. And that's good. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like I, went with the same old boring thing where I went fully in depth, like, into every song, being like, yeah, this song is this. I talk more about the album openly, like, in between the tracks while I'm talking about the tracks. And today I wanted to do a quick review of this new Silvana Estrada record, Marchita, which I actually didn't know about this album release, or Silva Estrada to begin with, until a certain bald reviewer very positively reviewed her record. And right as I saw that review, I was like, you know what? Never heard of this artist. I'm gonna listen to it a lot, and I'm gonna review it. And it's safe to say that I really, really did love this record. And I'm gonna be talking about this record. Quick review. Let's just get into it, and let's do this. Let's do this. So the opener is Más o menos antes, and yes, I'm gonna speak in my most Spanish voice possible all throughout this. Actually, funny story, kind of a sad story for me. Whenever I like first saw this record, I was like, I treated it like any normal, like, just like American would treat like a foreign record, where I'm just like, oh, this is foreign, I won't be able to understand this. Then I remembered, I speak Spanish, so, I mean, I don't know how I forgot that, since I've been speaking Spanish, literally all my life. But yeah, no, the opener, Más o menos antes, is the opener, and, it really introduces this record in a really, really beautiful way. Though it's not, like, soaring or loud or anything, most of this record, well, I'm not gonna say that. A lot of this record isn't, but it's still a very beautiful, very soft, and very tasteful piano-based track. La Corriente is another beautiful track that perfectly just builds a mood. Really like a good book, just like builds a mood. Uses imagery at its best. And it has this like really, really great swelling part in like the track towards the second half. And it's just really, really good. Really good. Then there is Teguardo, which is beautiful, not as subtle as the past tracks, but it's still really good, still very enjoyable. And then Un día Cualquieria? I don't know. Which is a song that's recorded, like, just recorded really well. The whole album is, and I'll say more about that. But like, just great vocals, like always, just like really amazing vocals. One of the best vocalists I've heard in a while. And it's not as interesting as the past few tracks, but it has its moments. And what I mean by that, it was recorded really well, something about the vocals just have that like echoiness, like it was recorded in a room. It just sounds so intimate and so raw and so just sounds so good. Instead of being some like over polished like pop song, it just sounds so raw and genuine whenever it's like recorded like that. Like, would you rather me like record my videos like with a microphone to my mouth, or would you rather me record it in like an open area? That's how I feel like these vocals are. Like, imagine just like the most beautiful singing you've ever heard in like a normal room, and that's what it sounds like, and it's amazing. And then there's Sabre Olvidar, which has really poetic and beautiful lyrics, and almost heart-wrenching strings. Like, I mean, this song just like, it's so emotionally powerful, just so good. Easily one of my favorite tracks. And then there is the title track, which starts more folksy and slightly more intimate and still really good. Vocals rule absolutely on this track. But then, like always, the track picks up a little bit and gets more beautiful as it goes on. And I'm a really big fan of like chamber influenced music as a whole, like chamber folk stuff like that. I'm very, very, very into that, and this track just does it. It does it very well. And then there's Tristeza, which is a great track, great vocals, great guitar, great percussion, great everything. And I don't, it's not like one of my absolute favorites, but it's just like, it's a very well put together song. And I feel like that's with this whole album, really. Just, it's put together really, really well. And then there's Karta, which is not one of my absolute favorites. But it's still very enjoyable. I like how joyous it sounds, just very uplifting, just sounds very nice. However, it can be a little bit repetitive, a little bit, all right, a little bit. And then Casa is the most unique track on this record. It sounds kind of dark, yet very folksy, while still using like actual, like real life instrumentation. I don't know what the word. There's a word for that, right? There's a word for that, where it's just like real instruments. I don't know. I guess just real instruments, but there's like a term for that, which I'm forgetting, even though because I'm a bad music reviewer. It's true. And then there is Serveti, which is very nice and has one of the best melodies on this record. And God, she just knows when to use subtlety, like when and when not to. Like she, instead of being like just over the top all the time, Silvana really knows how, like, when to use subtlety, when to be subtle, just how to use it, how to make her music in general. Like she knows how to make it. And then there is La Enfermedad del Siglo, which is a nice closer. Obviously not one of the best tracks since it's not much, but it's still really good for what it is. It's really interesting for being like just purely instrumentation and not really much at all. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, to compare it to a track, it's like the song intro off of Sugar Rose's Gaitis Barjun. I don't know how to pronounce that record, but you know, that's Sugar Ross record. Yeah, that's how this track reminds me of the intro. It's just like very like nice sounding, while not being a lot, and like really not doing much, but still being really nice. And that's the outro, and that's really it for this record. There's really not much more to it. Let me just close that because my laptop is making a lot of noise. Yeah, there's really not much more to this record. And I'm gonna give this a really high rating. And I'm sorry for doing a quick review for such a high rating, but I did that with the Arca review, so I mean, it balances out. You know, I have a lot of good things to say about this record. I have very little bad things to say. Really, no songs, sorry, were bad on this record, like at all. Really, no songs. And yeah, I mean, it's just beautiful, subtle at times, but really knows when to be like impactful and really nice. And I feel like that's what makes this record so good. And that's my review of Marchita. I'm feeling a strong 8 to a light 9 on this record. And yeah, and I feel like this was a good opportunity to really, really review an artist that I had not heard of or anything. I will start doing that more. Maybe I'll do like some sort of like weekly type of like review thing where I just listen to a bunch of records, because usually throughout the week I listen to like most of the records that came out, a lot of the records that came out. If it's someone that I don't really know or frankly care about, then I won't listen to it. But I didn't really know who Silvana Estrada was, and it gave me a good opportunity. So I'll start listening to like every record that comes out that week, which might cause my brain a little bit of hurt, but it's okay. It's good. It's good. It's fine. And I'll review records by smaller artists more. And yeah. Once again, feeling a strong 8 to a light 9 on this new record, and that's about it, guys.